I'm going to say a few more words than I normally do, because I want to give some background to what this evening was intended and what it's all about. Can I first of all, though, thank all the people like myself who are where they gone? The second generation Irish whose parents worked at the old manor. I'm really delighted that those people made an effort to come. You know, family names like the Lysets, the O'Connors, Keatons, the Rins, the Wins, the Duggans, the Sheehans, that's me. And if I missed anybody out, actually I'm going to mention Hilary Top, because I think she's like Jack Charlton, an honorary Irish woman, although Jack Charlton wasn't a woman, obviously. If I missed any, found out, if so, let me know in the break and I'll get back to you. It was actually Michael Lysett who told me about the story of the Irish coming to Salisbury, and I'm really pleased that he related the story. It was the superintendent of the asylum, what was Fisherton Asylum, during the war was short of labourers because everyone was at war. He was friendly with the Church of Ireland vicar of Milltown Malbay on the west coast of Ireland, and the vicar said, I might have a solution to your problem of workforce. Just to put that in context, I have 54 first cousins. When I say this to English people, they can count their first cousins with one hand. I was at a bingo night in Lahinch, and one of the attractions they had for an extra €20 was who had the most children who was playing bingo. The winner was 26. Although my auntie reliably said to me, no, she's only got 22. So they came over, it was very much the immigrant's job. It was before medication. The only medication that they had was paraldehyde, which had to be administered in a glass syringe, and it was a tough job, as many immigrants' jobs were. They were very blessed to come to Salisbury. A lot of people went to the big cities in this country and, of course, around the world to America and Australia. What was good for their experience is, of course, that the world of psychiatric attendance became the world of psychiatric nursing, and it became a profession. The other thing that happened, it was called, I think it was in the 60s, the Largactyl Revolution. Largactyl was a medication that helped cope with some of the behaviours of the patients they were looked after in Fisherton Asylum. Fisherton Asylum became the old manor, and of course is now Fountains Way. Largactyl Revolution led to a group of drugs that people could cope with the behaviour of some of the distress of a lot of people who, what we'd call today was post-traumatic stress disorder, who were very traumatised by the effects of World War I, and they were looked after in a difficult way. So it became a profession, and after Largactyl Revolution was the open door policy, where they opened up the doors of the old manor, and of course we all had people come and live with us in our home, and eventually often many families bought a house next door, like our family did, and housed people who were previously had a history of a future of just being institutionalised. And I think we did really well because of that, and we were very lucky to come to Salisbury and made a great contribution. We made a contribution in many, many ways. There was Irish dance classes, which many of us went to, although I was expelled after lesson 1 for throwing 2 left feet. I was quite pleased about that. But that's probably a private joke for us people who's second generation Irish. We also there was a man who wasn't from County Clare, he was from County Kilkenny, Mick Cook, who is also represented by his son today, who set up a hurling team that played at St Joseph's, and they entered into the South West Region JAA club. We had Irish dance classes, mainly at St Osmond Social Club, and we really prospered. All those, majority of those are now dead and gone, but I'm pleased that you as our people here are here to recognise their contribution to the life of Salisbury. What else am I going to say? So that was County Clare. County Clare is the home of Irish music, without any shadow of doubt, and probably there's not much dispute that Milltown Malby is the home of the biggest Irish music festival in the world, with the Willie Clancy festival. I remember going there and within 24 hours seeing 23 people of musicians that I recognised and had CDs about. So I've been doing this, the first gig I did was in 1992 with a band called Four Men and a Dog, who played, ironically, at the Old Manor Ballroom, which brings a nice sort of karma, or can't think of the right word, circularity to the whole process. We are collating on our website. Our website is Irish Music on Tour Salisbury, of all the gigs that have appeared in Salisbury since that first one in 1992. I think there's about 70 at the moment that we've recorded, and I would guess there's probably about 20 to 50 ones that we have no record in the 19s, or whatever. But I would hopefully suggest, once we do that, if anybody's got any memories, please would you check it out and let us know on our website. But I would suggest very shortly we will be doing our 100th gig of Irish music in Salisbury, which we've always been non-for-profit, so these nights are about supporting the musicians and supporting a local charity, and I can only thank you for attending. So you're going to listen to For the Finest musicians. I'm so excited to have them come today. I met with Geraldine, the piano player in Ennis earlier on the year, and asked her to come and play. Irish music to me is such a beauty. I haven't got a note in me, but it's a cross between mathematics and art. If you go to an Irish music session, no one will ever be the same. That's the art. The mathematics is the structures in which they play their rounds or their tunes. So I hope you enjoy it. In Ireland, there's a great... funny enough, I mentioned Mick Cook, who set up the hurling team. I was talking about how people know each other and the connections. I had a cousin who was in Germany. I was talking to a friend who was from a part of Dublin, and when he realised, he said, "Are you from? I can't remember. Rathmines in Dublin." And he said, "Yeah." The guy thought, "Here we go again. We're going to make a connection." He's going to say, because that's what people happen. And so he said, "Yeah, I'm from Rathmines." He said, "You don't know an electrician called John Duffy, do you?" And he said, "The trouble is, I did." And also, when I was up the Archway Road in North London, I was explaining to an English friend, we got up for an Irish music concert, that that this habit occurs or whatever. So I said to him, he said to me, "Where am I from?" I said, "My dad was from Cork, my mother's from Clare, but I live in Salisbury." He said to me, "Do you know Mick Cook?" there are other Irish, obviously, other than the Irish. My dad came from Cork. I don't know how he ended up here. Mick Cook from Kilkenny. There are other, because as Bob Geldof said when he was doing Live Aid, he was going in the deepest, darkest part of Africa, and someone would come out of the bush and say, "How's it going?" We've come, we've made a great contribution. I'm going to finish there. I hope you have a great night. These are 4 of my favourite musicians, and I say that with all sincerity. I'm going to speak to you again at half-time, but that's not going to be about this. It's just about thanking people and reminding you how you can have future contact. Thanks for listening. Enjoy tonight.